We have to talk about his performance last night.
What?
Steph scored 33 points in a 119-101 win over the Cavs. Curry topped 30 for a career-best 9th straight game. According to Elias, Curry's 30-point streak is second most all-time of any player who's at least 33 years old. Apparently, you're in the old guy category now. Steph right behind Kobe and right in front of MJ, so that is not bad company to keep. Here is Steve Kerr on Steph Curry.
Well, he's been amazing. You know, he just does it night after night, and it's a lifetime of training and mental work, and I think maybe the absence, you know, when he hurt his tailbone, maybe gave him some fresh legs, because since his return, he's just been incredible, even by Steph's standards.
I love, by the way, all the Elias stats and all the computations. Steph Curry is on actual fire. That is the way to describe what is happening.
On Tuesdays, when the dew point is at 7 points.
He's got the most whatever. The man is incendiary. And look, Richard, you played with him. You played on that Warriors roster. Have you learned anything more about Steph Curry just from this stretch and what he's done under these circumstances?
Yes, but I would say I would go back to last year, right? When last year, when you knew their team was going to be shorthanded and they got off to a rough start, I think he has become a much better basketball player, you know, and that's hard to say about an MVP, but I'm saying navigating the team that he has, because this is, like, you look at the team that he has this year and the team that he had last year. Prior to, you know, them making that first initial run and kind of introducing when Mark Jackson was the head coach, they've always had kind of a loaded squad or a very good squad. And I think last year he was still trying to figure out how to play with his teammates, but I think this year he's learning how not to do it on his own, but how to kind of go be himself with those guys.
Right. You know, Rachel, it reminds me of the year where Kobe went out and was just dropping 50 every night, right? And the message that when I watched it was like, get that man some help. Oh my gosh, give him some guys to play with, because that year was just, it was wonderful to watch, but it was also hard to watch.
Yes.
And I think with Steph, like, yes, Clay's gonna come back, okay? Eventually Clay will come back, but they need to build that roster out around him, because he's too good of a player to be competing for the 8th, 9th, 10th seed this year. And I like what he said about, I'm for the play-in tournament. I like this. We talk so much in the show and around the league about making the regular season matter. And you know how it matters is when guys like Steph Curry say it matters.
Right.
And they show up on a Thursday night in Cleveland and do what he did.
This is where I go back to the statement Mark Cuban made to our Tim McMahon. And Mark's point was, hey, by having to like sort of compete to either stay out of or just sort of be in the right position in the play-in bracket, we can't rest our guys down the stretch. Yes, that is the point.
Well, that's the point.
That is accurate. You have accurately explained what the NBA was going for, why it does make the regular season matter more, and what the fan base, frankly, that has been, you know, paying tickets slowly back in these arenas deserve to be able to see the stars play.
Yeah, and it gives a group of teams that might have already been out, and then instead of having 8 teams and be like, hey, we're not going to make it, we're 4 games out. It's like, no, you have an opportunity. Keep going, keep pushing. You never know what can happen. And I think just by doing this, and this is why I truly do like the play-in tournament, really, like the 8, 9 seed, the 7 seed, those teams, the probability of those teams winning is very, very slim. So let the bottom 5 teams battle it out for those 2 spots.
By the way, if the Mavericks and Warriors end up playing a play-in game, we will all be watching the Lucas Steph show. So I think it's just good perspective on what is for the fans this season, and hopefully everyone can stay as healthy as possible. I do want to add that Warriors rookie center James Wiseman had surgery to fix that meniscus injury in his right knee. We've known that this was coming, but it was official. He now will miss the rest of the season, the team announced. We all wish him a speedy recovery. This just stinks. Injuries stink. That is my motto for this entire season. Injuries stink. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.